Kelsey Jones 75% from the free throw line. 7:18 to go in the third quarter. Iowa State extends their lead to 11 with the first free throw, as also Jones gets her first point of the game.
And Kelsey Jones knows a little bit about something about Big 12 conference tournaments, has two older sisters, both of whom spent time at Iowa State. Ashley Jones, one of the best Iowa State players in program history.
Back-to-back free throws makes it a 12-point game. Iowa State leads 50-38, 7-10 in the third quarter. Levette right wing up top to Basham. Long mid-range shot from Basham off the back iron. Long rebound free throw line by Crooks as she hands it off to Ryan, who goes down the far sideline. Over to the right wing. Three-pointer from Jackson off this side of the rim. Rebounded by Basham. Right block. She feeds it up to Skinner. Far side for the Sun Devils. As Skinner presses a floater down low to Basham in the restricted area, and her shot falls. A tough kiss off the glass from Basham, and it finds the bottom of the barrel.
And that one could have gone either way. It could have been called a travel on Kennedy Basham. It could have been called a foul on Audie Crooks. Instead, no call, 2 points for ASU.
Maybe those two cancel out. As driving down the right side, Addie Brown. Bounce pass to the interior. Might have been tipped by a Sun Devil, but it's out on the baseline.
I think someone did get in there and kind of tipped it away, saving a kind of free path to the basket layup opportunity for Iowa State there. Sun Devils still got to stay locked in on defense, though, to prevent the inbounds pass.
Cyclones lead by 10. A little bit of a stoppage of play. This appears to be something on the leg of Emily Ryan.
I'm assuming she got cut there, and they got to clean up the blood before they can continue play. We'll see if they put a Band-Aid on, wrap her up, and she's back on the floor.
50-40, your score. Iowa State leads Arizona State as the two teams dressed in some sort of red and gold chanting against each other. Iowa State and Arizona State in the crowd. Brown gets the inbound, feeds it down low in the paint. Elisa Williams gets the shot to fall. Her first basket of the day. Skinner down the near sideline, gives to Levette near corner, feeds it down low at the left block to Basham, but a whistle. A little too much off-ball contact. Looks like they might be calling it on Kelsey Jones.
They're going to call it on Elisa Williams defending Kennedy Basham down low, and it's the fighting back and forth between the two of them that's resulted in that foul call. Basham had her arm extended, kind of wrapping around Williams to try to create some space. Williams pushing back more so at the waist, and now Basham being double-teamed by Harris and Williams on the inbound.
Skinner surveys the chess pieces on the baseline, feeds it to Basham. Skinner gets the handoff in the near corner. Tightly guarded, a 3-2 zone, drives down the baseline, back out to Levette at the point. Pump fakes to her left, then passes to Brown to her right. Brown drives inside and a whistle. And it might be a foul. I believe they're calling it on Ariana Jackson.
Yep, Jackson now gets called for a very similar foul, kind of crowding Jalen Brown on the left wing there, and a little bit too much pressure again.
Brown at the point, thinks about shooting and pulls it up off the back of the rim and the backboard. Rebounded right block by Sydney Harris. Harris down the near side, up top to Addie Brown, and her three-pointer, nothing but net. Deadbolt accuracy from Brown. 5:35 to go in the third quarter. 15-point lead for the Cyclones as the Sun Devils will try to claw their way back into this game. Brown, right wing, up top to Basham, over to Levette, left wing. Levette looks over the floor, holds the ball above her head, and then dribbles back to the point. Step back three from Levette off the front of the rim, rebounded by Brown, and she'll go down the near side with 5:10 to go in the third quarter. Addie Brown, right wing, guarded by Jalen Brown. Brown on Brown action as she drives inside all the way to the right elbow. Gets to the mid-post, and her spin-around shot off this side of the rim, and a whistle blows. A top 25 matchup, senior day, homecoming, and a sellout crowd. All of these factors brewed an instant classic in Tempe. The BYU Cougars and the ASU Sun Devils' hopes for a Big 12 championship berth were at a crossroads, and after a thrilling second half, the Sun Devils would take down the number 14 Cougars and storm away with a 28-23 win, thanks in part to a roaring home crowd.
Let's make that every single week of next year, because why would you not want to be in that environment? That was one of the most fun places to be in college football. Why would you not want to do that every Saturday? All it is the fan base saying this is what we choose to do. So buy your tickets, donate to keep our team, right? And let's repeat next year, and let's try to run it back at home. Thank y'all. Go Devils. Activate the Valley, baby.
For the second time this season, the crowd stormed the field and the uprights went down at Mountain America Stadium. But after further review, there was 1 second left on the clock, and after an ASU stop, the fans would get to storm the field for the second time in one game and the third time this year.
This is all about the guys. I mean, these guys battled, these guys fought, these guys found a way to win, and it doesn't matter whatever happened at the end, it happened. You know what? We got to rush the field twice. How about that? We rushed the field 3 times this year. That's pretty cool. Not many people get the opportunity to do that. Come to Arizona State, because there's going to be a lot more of that coming forward.
Even with all of the emotion, Cam Scadaboo, who finished with 147 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns, spoke about the resolve and focus his team has moving forward.
This kid right here, he yelled at me, don't be selfish. We looked at each other and, all right, let's go. So it's just the culture's changed, man, and everybody loves each other, and we've turned this thing around, but it's not finished yet because there's still work to do in the process.
Sitting at 9-2, the Sun Devils have a meeting with the team down south next Saturday to remain in the running for a Big 12 championship and keep their college football playoff hopes alive. For Cronkite Sports, I'm Parker Porrill. 6-1 game, bottom of the third, 1 away. Compton up at the plate for the second time today. Fouled into the backstop on the first delivery, 0-1 count. Compton struck out swinging last time around. 2 strikeouts so far from Carr, as that hasn't been the Sun Devils' problem so far. It's mainly been Carr pitching to contact and the Sun Devils unable to put the ball into play. Righty on lefty. Carr tries for the pickoff at first. Good job from Ballinger, able to trap it down, but Briggs avoids the tag. No balls, 1 strike. The left fielder, Compton. A couple of practice swings as he stands all the way back in the box. Hands all the way down on the handle of the bat. And the 0-1 pitch, a check swing, and he went through for strike 2. Compton wants that one back. You knew as soon as that pitch broke nearing the dirt that he wanted that swing back.
Yep, didn't even swing through it all the way. Compton is so potent offensively. When he gets going, he really gets going. And a lot of MLB scouts taking an eye to this guy. But looking for his first hit of the night. Has had some struggles recently.
The 0-2 pitch to Compton, and this one driven to right center field. And you can forget about it. Hitting the College World Series sign, and it's a 2-run shot to bring the Devils within 3. The left fielder sends it to right, and it's a 6-3 game here at Phoenix Municipal Stadium.
That guy can change the game in an instant. And already early on, it's almost as if there's been a couple reverse jinxes on our part, if you will. And not everybody believes in those, but it's so interesting when you're just describing a certain player and he struck out earlier, not a great at-bat, not a great swing on just a pitch prior, and then all of a sudden squares one up a long way. And ASU finally with some life offensively down 3.
As Compton gets his 5th home run of the season, and this one from Contrada is right up the gut. The throw from Osorio cut it off right over the second base bag is true over to Ballinger for the 4-3.
That was impressive. That looked like another second baseman that's come through the ranks here that went on to have a very successful MLB career in Dustin Pedroia. Looked eerily similar, and Osorio with a nice play, and a guy like Contreras that got down the line pretty quick too.
And sometimes when I'm filling out my scorecard, I hate to just put that as a 4-3 because that just seems so much more than that. Such an athletic play from Osorio. But either way, we'll go down as a 4-3, which I put an asterisk next to that to remember that one, as Tobias watches the first pitch miss upstairs for ball 1.
If only there were style points. And Osorio certainly put his glove and arm on display there. It's a tough play, a really tough play, and a dribbler too with not a lot of momentum behind the contact.
Tobias fans at this one near the dugout, but bounces off the post. of the dugout, and everyone got out of the way. 1-1 count with 2 away. Speaking of style points, classic looks from both sides. Sun Devils, black caps, black shirts, white pants. And Kansas with the away blue caps, blue shirt, and gray pants. And the pitch to Tobias in the dirt for ball 2.
And the first Big 12 series between Kansas and Arizona State. So it'll be interesting for years to come. Kansas, a 17-5 record. They fell to 2-2 last night in the Big 12.
10:01 left in the first quarter. ASU leads Wyoming 7-0. It's been 2 turnovers for ASU's defense that have paved the way for Arizona State to have this surge of energy in this crowd. And offense will trot out onto the field, and Sam Levitt in the gun. Already in Wyoming territory at the 42-yard line, 1st and 10 at the right hash. Sending Stovall in motion from right to left. Pitch to Scadaboo on the left side at the numbers. Lowers the shoulder and fights forward past the 30, and he's brought down near the 25-yard line.
That's just a sneak peek of what Cam Scadaboo can do. Abilities through the roof, one of the most versatile running backs in the nation, and we saw it there with a big chunk of yardage to get a first down.
Expect ASU to run this no huddle. They like to keep up the pace in the gun with Scadaboo behind him. 2 wide receivers on each side. Moving Gillering in motion from left, right, handoff to Scadaboo. Jukes to his right now, lowers the shoulder and piles forward, and he's brought down at the 21-yard line.
Another power move by Cam Scadaboo. Just running right through the pile there, balling his way to 2nd and medium here for the Sun Devils. And for Sam Levitt, just a good throw for him to settle himself into this ball game. A nice, easy pitch in the flat to Scadaboo. Nothing too complex here.
And last year, ASU didn't get its 2nd defensive turnover until its 7th game against Washington, and they have 2 in just 5 minutes. Levitt screen to the right side. Jake Smith pushes forward and gets the first down. He's marked down right at the 13-yard line. It's great to see Jake Smith back on the field, this time in the maroon and gold.
Yeah, he's a local boy from Scottsdale, Arizona. Must feel good for him to be back in the Valley, making a good play there.
It's Jake Smith's first time suiting up since December 29th, 2020, 1,342 days ago, and gets the reception there, piling forward for the first down. The right hash at the 13-yard line. Sam Levitt gets set with Scadaboo right behind him. He gets the toss to the right side, has a blocker, but then pushes forward for about a gain of 3 yards, and he's inside the 10.
Another good chunk of yardage. Expect Cam Scadaboo to get used heavily here. Obviously, having an effective running back, both pass catching and on the ground, can help you as a quarterback to kind of get your legs under you in your first career start in your new home stadium.
Little substitution for Arizona State. They'll bring in Jordan Tyson out left as the lights flicker here at Sun Devil Stadium, but both teams remaining unfazed. Jake Smith in motion from right to left. Handoff to him off the jet sweep. He's met at the line and pushed down as a fleet of Cowboys wrap him up. That was Shea Suiaunoa initially meeting him at the line.
Yeah, Suiaunoa and Connor Shea, both returners here, graduate students and seniors respectively. A couple of these very experienced and very veteran defensive players here for the Wyoming Cowboys. Good stop from those two.
7:20 first quarter, 3rd down and 4 yards to go. First down is at the 3.5-yard line for ASU. But I can tell you they're looking at that goal line, perhaps not the first down marker, as Levitt in the gun with trips to his right will move Tyson in motion from right to left to make it 2 wide receivers on the left side. High snap, looks to his left, pressure coming from the right side, and he's brought down for a loss. And a great job off the gun. Meeting him in the backfield was that Wyoming defensive line who brought the boom. And now it's 4th down, and the special teams unit will trot out onto the field for Arizona State.
Yeah, and a good job by Tice Westland there, bringing the heat. And good job by this Wyoming defense, managing that ball well for Arizona State, keeping them off the board and out of the end zone. So they'll just look to tack on 3 more points to their lead here.
As Hershey gets set at the left hash, angling right, the kick is up. And it sails in between the uprights, and just like that, the Sun Devils have a 2-possession lead over the Cowboys, leading 10-0 with 6:19 left in the first quarter. We'll be right back.